Reasons smart men avoid marrying or dating single moms from Insolent Audits. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on.
If a man is with you and lives with you, knowing you have kids, knowing you had kids before you got together, and he doesn't treat those kids as his own, and he doesn't contribute to your household as if those kids were his
You can hear the kids in the background too.
own, that's not the one. You need to exit left ASAP. I'm not sure who else needs to hear this, but a man that goes to a woman who already has kids is going to step up to the plate and take care of those kids as if those kids are his. So yes, you should expect him to. If he committed to you, he committed to them kids. This is a packaged deal that we have right now. This is not like, oh, well, you get me and like, well, here's also my kid. Like, no. You all come together, and if he doesn't understand that and if he doesn't treat you accordingly, exit left.
It's really quite crazy how single moms, they all seem to be using the same verbiage. They use the same words. Step up. Again, what am I stepping up to? What makes this a superior position to where I was beforehand? It's like, okay, so you want me to step up. Do I get something out of this? You want me, what does she say here? She says he needs to contribute to these children, to this family. Yeah, so it says he doesn't contribute to your household as if those kids were his own. So she wants you to contribute to the household as if those kids are your own. So what does that mean? Well, she wants you to provide for these children. She wants you to protect them, of course, and raise them as if they were your own. Okay, clearly she's making a lot of demands here. Clearly this is what she wants. What does the man get in return? Does he get a compliant, submissive, giving woman? No, chances are, she's going to be kind of bossy and bratty and just, not that great. Let's be real. She's not going to be that great. It's just these women are really asking a lot. And then my question is, okay, surely you guys understand that what you're wanting these men to do is not something that they necessarily would prefer to do. No man really wants to come in and raise another man's children. It's not his first choice. I don't care what anybody says. It's ingrained within us to want to raise our own kids, not somebody else's. So what these women are asking, and this woman specifically, is kind of a lot. All right, let's be real. It's a lot. You're asking a man to come in and to contribute to the household as if those kids were his own. What does he get in return? I will wait. Are you going to be uber compliant and quiet, make his life easier? Or are you going to be argumentative and behave like a modern woman who got knocked up in the first place?
You tell a man, oh, I need you to pay for the babysitter so I can come out with you. And he's like, oh, no, that's too much. That's where I draw a line. That's because you're not worth that to him. If the woman of his dreams...
Pay for your babysitter. Jesus Christ. You pay for the babysitter. What is this? That is crazy. It's not the first time I've heard one of these women say this, though. There's another clip. And yeah, these women are actually thinking it's a-okay to ask your date, hey, can you foot the bill for the babysitter?
Was standing in front of him saying, you need to cover the babysitter, it's $15 an hour. He's going to be like, okay, plus the tip. I mean, you want to only be the man's dream girl when you even give him a shot at dating you. So setting this standard in the beginning is so important. Never pay for the babysitter if you're seeing a man. And in the words of my friend on here, Michelle,
That's a wild take, man. And for her to be telling other women to do this too, you are just leading these women to their demise. You really don't want them to find a man, do you? That's crazy. Making the man pay for the babysitter. Unbelievable, you guys.
tag her in the comments because if you're not following her, you absolutely should. They would absolutely be willing to pay for the babysitter to go on a date with their dream girl.
She said never pay for the babysitter, aka confirmed from day one, you got yourself a thirsty beta imp chump that is willing to pay for the consequences of your decisions to be a single mother before you even give him an idea this is gonna work out. Got it. I'm going to go on record and say, if you as a man actually agree to pay for a single mother's babysitter before you even met her or have gone out with her, you deserve Chad/Tyrone sloppy seconds and to raise their kids on your dime. I have zero sympathy for a man who can't respect himself to the point where he can't set up a simple boundary. Ladies, let me put it this way. If she doesn't know him, that means he, as a man, has zero right or any high ground to demand her to come over to his home and
Well, I mean, you also don't get any special points, right? Like I covered a video yesterday, and this guy stepped up, like that first woman said. He stepped up. He stepped up to the plate, and he became a stepdaddy, and was very willing to take on all of this responsibility. But it's like you don't get special points for it. They don't really appreciate it. It kind of seems like they expect it and feel entitled to it. So, these men might be dating these women in the beginning, and they're thinking, okay, if I pay for the babysitter, if I show her I'm willing to be the stepdaddy, then surely I will get favorable treatment, and it's going to be great for me. Surely that's going to be some points on my side. But no, like these women will say a man who does these things is a real man, but then they'll also divorce these men a couple of years later. They'll leave these men a couple of years later. I thought this was the end-all be-all of real manhood. Why are you leaving these men then? I thought this made them such high-value, high-quality, competent, willing to step up to the plate men. What's going on here? Anyways, let's get into the next clip here.
moving on.
I just picked this comment off someone else's TikTok where she's talking about the mental load in the household. We need to stop getting in relationships with guys who haven't shown you that they actually clean up after themselves. Never get in a relationship with somebody who hasn't yet learned how to wash dishes, wash their own clothes, clean their own bathroom, clean their own house.
In other words, don't date children. Do you really need to say that? This isn't true. Is there any men, like adult men, walking around who don't know how to do these things? This is just her trying to talk down on men. Let's be real. This isn't actually happening. There aren't men out there that don't know how to do dishes, that don't know how to clean their plate, they don't know how to wash their clothes. Stop it. And if these are actually people you've dated, I simply must acknowledge or point out the fact it's kind of a you problem. I don't know. I simply don't, but I don't believe her. These aren't real men. Meaning these men don't exist. It's kind of one of those recurring themes we see of women's kind of way to belittle men. Oh, these men out here, they can't pick up their clothes. They don't know how to wash dishes. They don't know how to do their own laundry. I don't believe you. And are you dating children? What's going on here? It's kind of weird.
You don't see them do this before you start a relationship? Don't start a relationship. This is why we use a no kissing for 3 months dating rule. Because when you kiss,
no kissing for 3 months. Holy shit. I understand like a female strategy. Honestly, more women should do this. More women should wait longer before they allow a man to enter them. But to kiss, no, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. 3 months. Also, I wanted to pull this thing up here now that we're talking about like women waiting to put out. Here's the thing with single mothers, and this is from Pew Research. So what's going on here when we look at the single moms, just looking at 1960, most of the single mothers, right, were divorced, separated, or widowed. But then as we start getting into, let's say, the 2000s, the amount of women having children out of wedlock absolutely skyrockets. Single mothers used to be synonymous with divorced or widowed, but now it's just chicks are sleeping around, getting pumped, and then dumped. And they're doing it out of wedlock. So I haven't really thought about it too much, but like if I had a daughter, I would tell her to definitely wait.
kiss and then start a relationship with somebody and then find out who they are, you take on too much. because you develop emotions while you're getting to know who they are. You develop emotions while you're in a honeymoon stage, meaning you look at them going, what can I do for you? How can I take care of you?
When you're dating as a single mom and a man asks, oh, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing today? When you show that you're putting your children as a priority, like, oh, I'm taking my daughter to the museum. We've been learning about, art. I don't know. We've been learning about animals. We're going to the zoo this weekend. Like, that kind of stuff is super attractive, and a man is going to look at that and be like, wow, she really cares about her kids. Like, wow, I might, think about actually creating a family with this woman. I might want to have kids with her too, because she's just such a good mother to her own children. So yes, ladies, it's just really important for you to be prioritizing your children. If you're married, well, any woman that has children or any woman that is going to be a mother, I think that this information is just super helpful. But like I said, if you are a single mom and you're looking to date, this is going to boost your ranking like tremendously. Like,
Well, honestly, right, if I'm talking to a chick and she says all this stuff, she's like, yeah, that sounds fun, but I got to take my daughter here. I got to pick up my daughter over here. Not to be a prick or anything, but honestly, I'm just going to say, okay, I may not say it, but I'm going to think, okay, you're very busy. You're a very busy girl. You've already got a lot of things going on in your life. Kind of seems like it's going to be difficult for you and I to come together and be on the same page here. I think I'm going to pursue other women, but good luck, and and I hope for the best. And then she's also saying that men find nurturing behavior attractive, and that is true. But my kids, with our kids, it's just, you're kind of putting it's like you kind of have your priorities mixed up. That's cool, you're showing me maturity and that you're a good mother, but it's not to my kids. And then it's also very hard for us to meet up because you're so busy with your kids. So best of luck, but I'm going to put my time and effort and attention into other women.
Single moms, here's the one question you ask a guy you're dating or interested in to see if he's going to be the good guy, the boring guy that's going to support you emotionally. Really great comment. I agree, they're hard to find. You're just not asking the right questions. There's plenty of these men out there. When you're out with a guy...
Wow, bro. She really admitted at this point they're looking for the boring guy now. That's crazy, man. You imagine being that guy. Say, okay, I've had my offspring. I've procreated with the man I'm actually attracted to and I was drawn to, and you got my loins burning. But now I'm looking for the boring, stable guy who's going to support me emotionally. Are you him? I think you're him. How great that must feel to be that guy. Damn.
I ask him about his mom. Hey, what's your mom like? See how he responds. Does he respond like, wow, my mother is this incredible woman and has all these beautiful, respectful things to say? Or does he have a strained relationship with his mom? A man that has learned how to respect a woman learns it from his mother. And you know how much he will respect you based on how much he respects his mom.
Hold up a second here. I can't agree with this statement she is making of a man will respect you based on how much he respects his mother. First of all, a man looks for a woman he's attracted to. That doesn't line up well with someone like his mother. Second of all, her phrasing is a straight contradiction of how the bulk of women don't want a man to treat them like if they were his new mommy. Third of all, this gives the impression that men who were brought up by mothers who were abusive or mentally ill or negligent or anything not healthy automatically means he is terrible relationship material. Sheesh, talk about victim blaming. And finally, a man will talk about his parents when he is ready. Asking a question like that can be harmful if you have no idea what is going on in that part of his family. He will open up when he wants to, or more importantly, if there was trauma there, when he can.
We decide our fates, not you.
Quick question for the besties. I know how I feel. Do you feel like celebrating anniversaries and birthdays and stuff like that is just meeting the bare minimum, or is that kind of going above and beyond? Because I just had a birthday and an anniversary, and my boyfriend celebrated them beautifully. Like, I was literally in tears. He took me to see Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, who I had just told him, gosh, I love them. I look up to them so much. I think they're amazing, like, writers. Like, they're so much more than these funny girls on screen. They are intelligent women who write beautifully and whatever. And I was like, God, I'd love to go. Tickets were so expensive. I'm a single mom to 4 kids, so, it wasn't even an option for me in my head. He bought us tickets. And so literally for the first, I could cry thinking about it. It was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm even in the room with them. It was amazing. But it was also our anniversary. It's also something he's into, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's appropriate. We've been in this relationship for this long. I put tons of money into my appearance, and I know that's part of the reason why he likes dating me, so okay.
If you are in disbelief of what you just heard, you can set the video back about a minute and hear it again. A single mother of 4 kids, of how many baby daddies is unknown, is complaining because her current boyfriend spent a lot of money on celebrating a special occasion, and she thinks it's the bare minimum.
Wow.
I also did sweet things for him too. I didn't do something monetarily that could match, but we monetarily are different. So I feel like, yeah, we both celebrated our anniversary.
Wow, she's kind of coming off pretty bratty. They are monetarily different. So what does that mean? He makes more money than her. She found a guy who's going to step up and provide for her children. Probably not a guy who would have been her first option or her first choice. She's probably settling for this guy. He showed her that he will be the provider for her and her children. He's come to save the day and resuscitate a father figure in these children's lives. And to her, you know what? It's just kind of the bare minimum, isn't it? She's like, this kind of just sounds like something a man should always be doing for us lovely single mothers. It sounds a lot like the bare minimum. And what are you saying you did for him? What's
For my birthday, he did something pretty equivalent to what I did for him.
Which was?
Okay. And then when I was explaining to him some of the things that are bothering me, he's like, well, but he was like, I bring you food when I'm coming over. Like, if I'm coming over and I'm going to stop at Wendy's, I ask if you want anything. Okay. And then he says, just so much that I'm like,
bullshit now.
That's sounding like bare minimum.
Oh man. See, this is the thing. You don't get points. You don't get points for doing the right thing. You don't get points for these things. You'll get into these arguments and you'll be like, oh, but what about all these things I did over here? What about me stepping up? What about me being the stepdaddy to these 4 kids? You don't understand how much that is for me to do? She says, no, that's the bare minimum. So that's how they reframe it in their mind. It's like, you did all these great things for me. I'm not going to give you any special points. I'm not going to let you have that because it's the bare minimum. Yeah, and she's coming on here, and he really did do a pretty great thing for her. He is doing great things for her. He like I said, he is essentially becoming this. He's filling this missing father figure for these children. He's her mate, or her partner, she definitely would describe as. He's doing a lot. But to her, it's just kind of the bare minimum. What else does she have to complain about? Let's hear it.
If you want this relationship to progress any further, I don't know what the point of that was, but thank you for listening.
Oh boy, she is threatening her boyfriend with a good time. A single mother of 4 is going to tell a man to hit the road if he doesn't spend more money on her. Ladies, this is an example of roast beef energy. It's more of the usual self-serving word salad of, I'm a queen, I deserve better, he only does the bare minimum for me, and I am a true catch.
You know what? Wow.
Let's check out some of the comments. No woman would ever pay for a man's babysitter. Yeah, that's true. Nothing more fun than old women with kids telling us what to do. When single moms use the term dream girl. Yeah, I mean, it's that one chick. No man's dream girl is a single mom. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Likely they would prefer you didn't have children. Modern American women's answer for everything. Men must do more. I gotta say, that last clip that we just watched of that girl, so ungrateful. God, I just, there's so many women like her out there today. It's just, yeah, he should get special points. He's essentially saving you. He's becoming a Captain Save-A-Ho, saving the day. Giving your children a father figure. He's coming in, providing. He's doing the most for your, what she said, the birthday, anniversary, whatever. Bringing you Wendy's when he comes over. Sounds like she's got herself a good man, and it just isn't enough. It's the bare minimum. So yeah, you don't really get any gratitude from her. She's not going to treat you that great. And it's like I said in the beginning. What do these men get in return? Surely they get something great in return for doing all this, for going against their biology, for being willing to raise kids that are not theirs. What do they get in return? They get an ungrateful, spoiled, modern woman who's probably a feminist, won't submit, argumentative, a little bit overweight. I could go on and on. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Anyways, that's where I'm going to end it. So if you enjoyed that video, I would appreciate a like and a subscription. Bye-bye.